2, 3. Two, one. Woo!
A lot of smack. We love Elliot. He's very sweet.
Well, I'm very excited to have you two, and I'm also excited to have Elliot because we had a Terrifier panel last year and it was fantastic.
Uh-oh. That means we gotta live up to. We gotta be better than that.
We have there's a whole precedent here. I don't know if you know how unhinged the two of us are, but it's not the same guy. Just so you know.
That's fantastic.
There he is! Elliot!
Now we have to stop saying mean things about him.
I like it. All right, we're all acquainted. Okay, we'll start off this real easy. How do you three feel about being here in Oklahoma City at the HorrorCon with all these amazing fans?
I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having us.
I'll start off. I will break the ice for you guys. I'm only going to go to 3, so you better start lining up, okay? I'm going to ask them 3 really easy questions. They'll be basic, all right? So you guys get to the meat and the juice of this. This is what this is about, is you guys, all right? How did it feel to be a part of Terrifier?
That's so broad.
Because in the moment, I think we were just...
In the moment, it felt cold.
Oh, it just felt very cold.
I can confirm Terrifier 2 was very, very cold.
Okay, nice. I'm glad they were consistent.
Very cold. This seems to be like a theme.
You know what? Actually, for Terrifier 3, for Jonathan, I was just filming on like a college campus, and it was warm.
Oh, wow. You guys really went in a different direction with 3.
He was like, we're going to get experimental.
Because
I'm sure there's heat.
yeah, must be nice. The first one we shot in an actual abandoned building, so that location is not. There was no set dressing. It was just like that. There were used condoms. There were used needles. It was disgusting.
Why anyone would want to, consummate their relationship in such a place is beyond me.
I hope they're happy. I hope they're in love.
Two condemned locations. That one and then the one on Staten Island that I think.
Oh, that's right.
Went to meet
Where I got my head cast done.
Yeah.
We exclusively met in condemned locations.
Just to keep the stakes high.
Yeah. But so that building we're making all these jokes about it being cold because that building had no power and no heat and no plumbing. So Katie and I got very close because we spent a lot of time huddled around the one small space here, physically close. And we were shooting nights, so it was 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So it was not what I would call pleasant, but it's worth it because you all love it. So totally worth it.
That's awesome and messed up all at the same time.
It sums it up perfectly.
Those are the perfect adjectives.
Okay, if each of you could pick the part that seemed to be the most frightening in the moment for you personally, what would that have been during the filming of the films?
To film or to just watch?
Hey, look, that's a good question too. I feel like you could just pick either one of those because I feel like it's kind of the same thing.
Honestly, personally for me, the one that I remember the most getting me good was at the premiere at Terrifier 3, I was eating popcorn, which was a dumb mistake, especially for watching Terrifier, and it was the rat scene. I have really bad OCD, and I can't imagine having rats and tube put down and also throw up. It's like, it's not a good combination. That would not be fun.
Did you finish the popcorn?
I had to put down the popcorn. I was actually feeling a little sick watching that. I was like, wow, it does happen.
Did you know that was like part of it, that was in there, or like had you, like was it a surprise when you saw it?
There was a lot of, so basically I was watching premiere was my first experience seeing the film.
Yeah.
So, and I never saw that exact scene, so it was a new experience for me.
I mean, I was terrified all the way through the making of Terrifier for my safety. Many times. The first time, Jenna met in a condemned building and to get her life test. But when we did my body cast, I got glued to a table, so that was kind of scary. My dog is moving about. That's what this is. So I had cameras. That was kind of scary, and I just remember Phil being like, we're going to have to call the fire department. We're going to have to call the fire department. And I didn't know why, because I was like, we're lighting me on fire too? Like, I'm already stuck here. This seems like a strange solution. And I think filming the hacksaw scene was really dangerous and really scary. So I think that, but I think I was more frightened leaving that location because David and I were on the Staten Island ferry. There was no water, so we still, like, I'm still pink from blood, and he is still, like, black-eyed, and we were just sitting on the ferry, like, going home, and I think I was mostly just terrified, like, it was going to be really hard to get a cab.
So a really cool piece of trivia in terms of watching parts of the movie. So she and I were both on our first studio films at the time, and so Terrifier had to schedule around us. And so that scene where I'm watching her die, we are not actually in the same room, and those were filmed at completely different times. So my first time seeing that was also watching the movie. And yeah, thank you for your service.
That's awesome. I'm not seeing a line. This is the last one. All right.
Who's going to be first? Break the seal. Hey! Give it up!
Run!
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
All right, so I just have to say, my wife, who's right there, she's wonderful.
Hi, Mike.
Before we met, she never wanted to watch a horror movie ever. And yesterday she said, I want to watch Terrifier.
I'm so sorry.
Are you still married?
We are. She like fell in love with it right away. She doesn't like the gore, but she got it. So my question is, for each of you, what do you think it is about Art the Clown and the Terrifier series that makes the gore not so, I want to throw up, and more just like, this is gross, but I'm smiling at the same time?
I think it's honestly, I think there's a lot of just twisted humor in it.
Yeah.
And of course, and David and Damien, the way they add fun scenes where it's crazy, it gets gory, it gets brutal, but then you look at Art and he's got a smile on his face. He's just having fun, he's just having a good time. And honestly also, I think people just want to see just crazy films right now. Truthfully.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's such an interesting thing because like we never expected anyone to get it, you know.
We didn't expect anyone to watch it.
At all, at all. And so I think we've had to sit with it for a while, and as I've sat with it over the last almost decade now, I think like what I think Damien does really well, at least in the first film, is that it's very much an homage to those like 80s slashers that we all love, right? The characters, the way that it's set up, he like taps into these tropes and these archetypes, the way it's colored, like the whole
It's
thing.
very gritty.
Yeah, but I think what he does that is so interesting is every established story trope that is in those films, he completely flips on his head. He does the complete opposite. So it's like you you think there's going to be this final girl. Spoilers.
Spoiler.
There's not. Like, you think he's going to cut away. He doesn't. You think it's a slasher, and then the like slasher villain pulls out a gun. Like,
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers. I don't know if you've seen it. But I think, and I know that can be very divisive, but I do think that's like a really interesting choice, and I think that's maybe, I still have no idea what you, I'm so grateful to you all, but I have no idea what you all saw, and thank you. But, so I think like, you know, maybe that's it. I'm still trying to figure it out as we go along, but I'm so grateful that you've all figured it out, because I'm still learning.
Thank you.
Just rip it out, you got it.
I don't know, I can't. Okay, thank you. Okay, my question is for everyone. What are your personal favorite scenes from any of the movies?
My favorite is the Pizza Cafe scene.
I agree, I like that.
I love that scene. It is so unsettling and there's so much tension and it's the most fucked up meet cute I've ever seen. And I really love how simmering it is and how you can just feel that something's going to happen but nothing really does.
There's also like a banger song in it that we discovered like last year. We didn't know. I don't know how we didn't know this one. Who is this, Susie and the Banshees? Like, what is this song? It's a really good song. Whoever that is, shout out to that one. But yeah, it's good.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I would say because it was a lot of fun, I have two specific scenes. My favorite scene in the film in Terrifier 3 personally was when I just simply flipped my dresser and destroyed everything. That was very like, I don't know, that was like therapy. I got to just destroy it. That was fun. And then also, I'm a huge practical effects nerd. So when I got to shoot the shotgun in Terrifier 2, I don't really get bloodied up much, so I don't really get to experience much practical effects. But to shoot a gun at Art the Clown, like...
You got a lot of rage to work with. I understand.
I had a little bit of fun. I had some fun with that. But to watch, definitely the pizza scene. I was a huge fan of the first film before I auditioned for part 2.
Thank you.
So seeing that, there's definitely a lot of tension in those scenes.
I think it was more like heated too. And I think we got real food. Like we had pizza.
We did. That was originally, fun fact, that was originally supposed to be a burger place, but we were vegetarian at the time, so it changed to a pizza place. And now all 3 of us are vegan, so I guess if we made it now, it would have to be like a Kale Me Crazy or something. A 24-hour quinoa spot.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I could take some quinoa.
Just eating peanut butter straight out of the jar in hell.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Besides your own kill scenes, what's your favorite kill scenes?
Definitely, like I was saying earlier, the rat scene, just because it made me feel, you know, it got to me. And I've grown up watching horror movies, and I've seen so many kill scenes. That one actually made me sick. The rumors are true. You could get sick, possibly even throw up watching Terrifier.
You might waste popcorn.
Yeah.
Wasted popcorn.
Real tragedy.
It was good popcorn too.
I believe it.
Movie popcorn is like the best. Like a specific flavor, you don't waste it.
I mean, I don't think it gets much better than The Legend right here. Can't imagine a better death than that. Or better is not the right word. You know what I mean. Don't at me.
I will say, I think I'll return that. I'll embrace that and send that back to you.
Thank you. Received.
I mean, but I think also just because it's like really unexpected, and one of like the coolest things about that is Jenna is a really badass stunt performer. She doubles for some really incredible people. She drives. She does like she is incredible. And I think that was like the early days of that. Like Jenna choreographed all of that work leading up to the death and the fight and everything like that. So I think that's
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, talk about practical effects. We were so lo-fi on the first one. We were, were making the whole thing for 2 dimes that it was basically I had these prosthetics on my face and we roped rubber tubes underneath the prosthetics and then Damien is 2 feet away, blowing blood through the tubes to make it spurt out of my face. Really, really high advanced stuff. Thank you.
There's some seats over here, I see, if anybody wants to not stand. Okay, I've done my duty here.
Okay, everybody, y'all know the rules. I will break the ice and just ask one really simple, generic question, and then I would like to turn it over to y'all. This is what it's about. It's about the experience between you guys and him, all right? It's not an interview. All right, so now you're ready. All right, so how does it feel to be here in Oklahoma in this hot weather and this beautiful con that they set up, seeing all these amazing fans?
Well, it's been terrific. First of all, I got here Thursday and had like a half a day Friday before the first hours of the con on Friday to go explore. So I went to the Cowboy Museum with a shirt. So, but I really did appreciate not only, I spent about an hour and a half there. It's not enough to do anything, really. But I did really appreciate the Cowboy Hollywood connection. That was fun to see. And then went to Memorial, and boy, that was really something that really touched me. And some of you haven't gone to that. It's quite emotional. So but it's very well worth going to, I think, and sending your own little private tribute to those folks. Then, connection to Oklahoma is that I had my godmother was a famous singer from Oklahoma, came to LA and did all kinds of very famous songs in the 50s before every one of you was probably born. Her name was Patty Page. And she was, part of my family, and I just thought she was lovely. And so I always think of her and Oklahoma in the same breath, so I had a kind of affinity here for you folks. So I'm having a ball. Thanks.
Thanks for your question.
Well, Nick, of course, love Halloween. You're fantastic as the shape. But before I saw Halloween in the 80s, you inspired my imagination with 2 films that are still my favorites, The Last Starfighter and The Boy Who Flies. Both still amazing films. Do you have any one standout movie or memory from both of those movies? Each one?
Oh dear, yeah. Well, you spent. It seems like your whole life is consumed by directing movies, and in the case of Boy Who Flies, I wrote and directed that. The Last Starfighter was my second movie as a director, and my first really big budget, so to speak, of the movie, and the first movie I'd ever even considered doing visual effects or science fiction. So I was thrown into the hopper there. It was a lot of fun. My best memories of that is actually meeting some of the creative people on the set and continue to be some of my best friends from 1984, so you can see it's 41 years ago. So,
Flies by.
Yes, and that's what I recall the most. And I really have fond memories of that and the way we put that together. The Boy Who Flies was very heartfelt and really, down deep, it's a movie about loss and overcoming loss, and that had a lot to do with my father dying at a young age. He was 58 when he died.
I'm sorry.
And so everyone goes through this at one point or another. But and so that was kind of working through that feeling of loss and wanting to retain the magic, in some way, magically to hold on to it. And that was the way that I thought the girl felt, especially about her relationship with this magical boy. So those are some thoughts on that.
Awesome, awesome.
Thank you for the.
I have a question about, like, how did you audition for Michael Myers? Like, how did it all process through?
Oh, that's a very specific thing. First of all, you have to know John Carpenter personally. John and I went to film school together at the University of Southern California, the film department. And we made movies there together. In fact, we made one that won an Academy Award for short subject. It was the first time a student film ever won. And we were part of a 4-man crew that did everything. And then John, he was the first one out of the gate. Right out of film school, he directed a picture that started as a student film called Dark Star. Anybody see Dark Star?
Yes.
Yeah. The ones that aren't clapping, gotta go find that.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun.
Yes, it's awesome.
It's co-stars Dan O'Bannon, who was co-wrote it with John, and wrote Alien. So you had some very, very, very talented young up-and-comers there. And then when John started to do Halloween, I just came down to where they were preparing the movie, just to hang around and say hi. And I said, "Hey, John, I haven't directed yet, so I want to just be on the set, because I think it'll be a good education for me. So I'm just going to be a fly on the wall." And he went, "Well, here." And me in the mask and said, "You walk around, and I'll tell you what to do." And I went, "For free?" And he says, $25 a day. $25, free lunch. Free lunch. And that was how it was just totally coincidental. It had nothing to do with any talent of mine. No, I'm just telling you, you need to jump around in a rubber mask. But,
Nobody did it better.
It turned out to be good, and, somehow it became iconic, so to speak. And look at here, 120 years later, I'm still. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Hey, John. Personally, I think what makes Michael so great is in the way he moves, the stillness and the calmness in the way he moves. Makes him very different from most horror films, at least horror characters that we see. Even that's carried on throughout the rest of the series. My main question is what direction, if any, did John Carpenter give you on how to move as Michael?
None. No, actually, I remember a moment when I thought he was first going to be seen head to toe. I think it was at night when he was stalking her across the street. That scene that just seems like it takes forever for her to open the door, and it's just plotting. I asked him, "What do you want from this? You want something?" He went, "Just get over there and walk." I said, "No way to make her asking a question." But it was instinctual. I was I was 145 pounds at the time, and 5'11", so I was kind of real thin, and so I thought that wasn't plotting. It didn't seem like that was right. John has gone on to say, he knew my dad was a dancer. My dad was a choreographer in Hollywood. He said, and Nick had this kind of natural grace that I just thought he could do it perfect. That's what he said. Oh yeah, well, I've seen them all. At one point, about a decade ago, I just started doing these kind of shows, and I just realized, oh, I better watch all of these. I'd seen Halloween 1 and 2, and I'd seen Halloween 3 because my friend Tommy Lee Wallace directed it. Finally getting some love for that movie. It's a very good movie. And then I looked through the other ones, and I said, "Oh, that's fine." I thought they were all kind of had their points of view. I saw the Rob Zombie one, and okay. When the new ones came out, were starting to go, the director of that, David Gordon Green, called me and said, "We want you to be part of this. Do you want to be Michael Myers?" And in the new ones, and I went, "Really?" Is he get fat? Because, I'm fat. And he said, "Well, we can work with that." And I said, "Well," and I read the script, and I said, "Oh man, no, I couldn't just imagine." I'm 77 now, so it was 6 years ago. I'm still in my 70s. I thought they really needed someone that could take a punch, you know, and could act for that matter. And they got James Jude Courtney, as you know, he's a great friend of mine now, and I thought did a wonderful job. So those were, I like that, especially like the 2018 one. That was maybe my second favorite of all of them. And well, that gives you a feel.
Thank you. Halloween.
My favorite what?
Scene.
Scenes in Halloween. Well, my favorite scene in Halloween is Killing Bob. I think he like the actor. No, I did love the actor. John is a really good guy. But I thought that was great. And that whole sequence, you know, where he kills Bob, pins him in the wall, the head tilt, going up and with a sheet on, all that little sequence, I think, is pretty phenomenal. So John and Deborah wrote that very well. Then my least favorite, I'll take my least favorite because it was painful, is me at the very beginning of the movie. Remember, he doesn't have the mask yet. He jumps on Loomis's car, right? In the rain, in the cold rain. That's real water, real rain on my back. Where I was wearing just about something as thin as this, that gown, and it was freezing. So John made me do 2 or 3 takes of that.
First of all, thank you for bringing Michael to life on the big screen. But what was it like being known as the actor to bring one of the most iconic horror villains to life?
Well, I'm living it right now, aren't I? You know, it's like, I didn't really understand the phenomenon. It wasn't until the 90s. Oh, is it getting dark? It wasn't until the 90s that I realized that there was any interest in seeing who's behind the mask. And even then, I was like, in the 2000s, a couple people would call me and say, "Hey Nick, do you want to go to a horror convention?" I said, "What is that?" And I didn't know what to make of it. And then finally, my agent, his name is Sean Clark, maybe some of you know him from his video stuff on YouTube. He's very fun. Good, yeah, Sean Clark lover, so that's good. He's a great guy. He convinced me to go to one, and I went, and I had a blast. And I met people like yourselves, and not only did they know my work on Halloween, but it's like some of you knew some of my other stuff, and it's very...
Like Major Payne?
Yeah, like very unusual for a director, writer especially, to ever meet fans. So to know that you had some impression that people enjoyed your work, it's, you know, it's a good pat on the back, you know, your life wasn't totally useless.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Like he had like hold on, not 2. He doesn't have 2 minutes. Because it's a mix between.
Hello.
come to Papa and let her you scared.
Excuse me?
Oh, that's alright. They're furries.
Okay, just hold on to me.
No. They have a booth down here.
I'm trying to do, but Cody is like, you're slow.
I don't think I would have said anything with him because he doesn't really know. So, you know, it's probably.
Yes, that is the signal. Being sort of the signal tool.
That's awesome.
Oh, look at that clown. Okay, we're going to turn it off.
It's the thought that counts. Even he talked about it for like years.
Yeah, we were gonna like make our way. Very good. Very proud of it. You want to see my dog?
Smells like hot leather and metal.
It's more like the man hours, right?